After 2 months of searching with still no answers, the reward was increased from $200,000 to how much, $1 million? $1 million with a $100,000 reward for any information leading to the location of Natalee's remains. You know, money gets people talking for sure, especially $1 million. Yes, people are going to start talking. So, of course, people are coming forward and giving different accounts. There were a bunch, and they all ended up in dead ends. So there's no reason to like go into every single one, but they were all dead ends. There was this one guy, a man came forward saying that while he was jogging, he saw some men burying a blonde-haired woman in a landfill that afternoon on May 30th. So he comes forward like, I think that's what I saw. So police are like, well, we already searched the landfill after Natalee had disappeared and found nothing. But after this jogger had come forward and like he just seemed credible, they figured, let's search the landfill again just to be sure. This time the FBI came out and joined them in the search. They even brought the cadaver dogs, to help. They would end up searching this landfill 3 more times, but nothing was found. It was just a dead end after dead end. It's just kind of weird. Like if you saw someone burying a blonde hair girl while you're on a jog, wouldn't you say something or no? Wouldn't you say something? Not to them, just like to police. Be like, yeah, I just saw some weird shit going down. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. Maybe they're just like minding their own business. Beep, 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 beep. So another dead end. Well, the Calpo brothers, they would be arrested again, okay? But they were arrested this time on another crime. It was like the Calpo brothers had another friend who did some shady shit, and the Calpo brothers were associated with that shady shit, so they were arrested again. But because of this, the police were hoping they could get some kind of confession from the Calpo brothers, now that they have a reason to actually hold them in jail. So they're talking to them, trying to get something, and they couldn't get anything out of the Calpo brothers, and they ended up walking free. So Natalee's mom is she's exhausted. She's tried everything, right? These people are getting arrested, then they're getting released, they're getting arrested, and released. It's just a lot. So she's like, you know what? Like, I have to leave Aruba, and I need to go back home, but I'm not giving up. So she heads back home, and she decides to take, matters into her own hands. So she continues talking to media. She's making tons of appearances in hopes that, she can keep her daughter's name out there in the press and will keep the pressure on the authorities to solve the case. And her plan seemed to be working. I mean, the story was dominating headlines around the world. And it was said that at the time, Natalee's mom was doing up to 12 interviews a day. I mean, you remember, it was everywhere. So she did it. So then enter to the scene Dr. Phil. Yeah. And honestly, in my personal opinion, Dr. Phil or his team, they suck ass. Because let me tell you what happened. It's pretty messed up. So Natalee's mom, again, making her rounds on, doing different interviews and whatnot. So she goes on the Dr. Phil show in 2005. And on the Dr. Phil show, they're like, we have this hidden camera interview where one of the Calpo brothers, Deepak, he basically confirms that Natalee had sex with all 3 guys. And we have the footage live on Dr. Phil, So they're promoting this. Great. Now, once the media gets wind of this tape, they are pretty much harassing Aruban authorities to once again make an arrest. Okay, people are losing their shit because this hidden camera footage makes it seem like that's what he's saying. And they play it on TV, and it's just a mess. Okay, so you're probably wondering, well, what does that mean? Well, then the tape that was shown on the Dr. Phil episode was not exactly the whole tape. Okay, so the Aruban Police Department found the footage. They found this footage that the Dr. Phil show used, and they ended up releasing the longer version of the tape.